Hello, guys. Today we're going to be interviewing Jake57, aka the creator of Mario and Meggy. Just say hello, yes.
Hello, my beautiful people.
As you can see, this time we're doing a voice interview, and it's not actually a interview where I'm talking and then someone's just in text and whatever. So it's going to be a little bit more interesting this time, but
Yeah, we're actually gonna have actual conversations.
yeah, and I don't have to talk over like random like while SMG Meggy is typing. And if you guys want to know, I actually will be rebranding this channel to a podcast channel for SMG4 related stuff. So that's gonna be really cool. But
Ooh, nice.
yeah, that's the idea. Someone actually in your Discord server gave me the idea, so I'm just gonna do that. Anyways, let's get this started here. With this interview, you know how it goes. I'll basically be asking you SMG4 related questions for the first batch, and then I'll ask you questions related to your channel. So,
Oh, okay.
without further ado, let's get into it. Question number one: what is the first SMG4 episode you've seen? I want to say something before you answer that question. A lot of these questions will be kind of repeated from the SMG Maggie video, but I'll add some new ones in there. But what was the first one that you saw?
Okay, well, the first SMG4 video I have ever seen was, I believe it was called Bendy and the Spaghetti Machine. Like, this was back in 2017. Like, I was searching up Bendy and the Ink Machine videos on YouTube, and then I went by that video, clicked on it, and my life was changed forever.
And okay, and like what? So what was that? Was the first video to get you introduced into SMG4?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
All right. Um. So I guess so you just that's how you discovered it. You were very much into Bendy and the Ink Machine before discovering SMG4. So that's how it was.
Yeah, yeah. I knew about Bendy before I knew about SMG4.
What is your favorite SMG4 video?
Ooh, it's a tough one, but I'd have to say if Mario was in Splatoon.
That is a good one though. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think anything could beat Mario gets his finger stuck in the door. That one's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
Really, I mean, it's just such childish humor, but it fits SMG4 so well.
yeah.
It's just amazing. Anyways, what is your favorite arc that SMG4 has ever produced?
Ooh,
I think it's
that's
pretty.
an
Honestly, it's pretty obvious.
ooh.
There's no competition here.
Uh, well, it's actually kind of difficult for me, but if I had to choose one, I would probably have to say the YouTube arc.
Really, the YouTube arc. Why would you say the YouTube arc? What's that? Why that one?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, I think it's because of the fact that it was when SMG3 actually became a recurring character and not just a guy that just shows up only on occasion. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like. I think the YouTube arc is the second best because I like the. Because I think the thing is, one thing I feel most SMG4 arcs don't really do right is making use of their characters. In the anime arc, you have every character, they have their purpose. Every character does something in the story. Same thing with the YouTube arc. If you look at like the Waluigi arc, a bunch of the characters are kind of sidelined. Same thing with the Bob arc and the Genesis arc and the Revelations and Lawsuit. A lot of the characters are kind of sidelined in those arcs.
Yeah,
Unlike
exactly.
unlike anime and YouTube, and also YouTube arc is really good because SMG3 is finally a main villain for one of these arcs, who has been SMG4's main nemesis for so long, and that's why I like the YouTube arc so much. And on the contrary of that, what is your least favorite arc? Did they both just die? Um, I was like,
Anyway, are we
anyways,
gonna continue?
so sorry about that. That was a problem. You're not gonna see it on the recording though. Actually, you will see the beginning part. Anyways, what is so? What? Yeah, what's your least favorite arc? What is it?
Oh yeah, like my second favorite arc.
No, least.
Least. Probably the Bob Rapper arc.
Really, the rapper Bob arc. Why is that?
I don't know. It's just Bob is just wasn't really a favorite character of mine, and even after it ended, I still felt kind of suspicious about him. I still felt kind of skeptical.
You see, yeah, it's very interesting because you genuinely get advantages. Like people say, like Genesis arc is worse, the lawsuit arc, and like here's the thing. I think the Genesis is the worst. I mean, no. I think Revelations is the worst. I think Genesis. I think when it comes to Driver Bob, I do like that arc a lot, but I do think it's just out of the four arcs that people call good. I think it's definitely the weakest one compared to like, and of course there's Genesis, Revelations, and Lawsuit, Revelations is bad. Genesis was good until it was bad, and then
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
then Lawsuit,
Like
I think Lawsuit's overhated. Just because of the redesigns. I didn't mind Lawsuit as much as I didn't mind Lawsuit. I thought it
yeah,
was okay. Many people seem to really hate it, and I don't really know why. Um, I think Waffle 2022 was pretty good. For an episode at least that came out
you
in
know,
2022.
like people have I've heard some people say that they should really go back to like traditional wafties, like having SMG4 and Mario go up against each other willingly.
You see, what's so interesting about that? That there's a very likely chance that could happen this year. We haven't had any build up to any sort of arc, and we're in October already, and we're getting into Waffle
Yeah,
season. But there's still a chance that they're gonna integrate the TV adware thing into
yeah.
Waffle 2023,
Uh,
unless
Like
Waffle stops because they haven't had Mean Games this year either. Which I was wondering where that is. Where's Mean Games 2023? They haven't
seriously,
had that.
I really hope SMG4 doesn't change everything.
I really hope don't. I really hope so. I really don't hope either. They did. I mean, it could do listen to their fans though. As in the lawsuit arc, they did mention that they didn't kill off any characters, so that is a thing. They knew their fans hated when they killed off characters, so of course they listened to them, and
Yes, yeah,
of course acknowledge.
especially Axel.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All
His
right.
death absolutely
Okay.
hurt me.
All right. All right. Here we go. So Axel's death did not even do anything. I was emotionless throughout the entirety of it. And this comes from someone who is genuinely emotional. I'm an emotional person. And that death did nothing. It was nothing. I swear. It was poorly done. It just felt forced in. It was it was so bad. And the thing is, they took a character they barely even used, shoved them in a relationship with a really awful character, and then
What
just
about What about
the
Destiny?
thing is, Destiny's. I think the thing that really sells Destiny's death isn't the fact that it's the initial death itself. I think it's what happens afterwards. It's that it's the funeral scene is the one that is the emotion, not the initial death itself. That death is not that great, but the funeral is what I think really sells it to be a good death in the series,
Ah,
in my opinion, at least. And again, here's the thing: we're basing stuff like SMG4 deaths, obviously, which aren't all too great. But
mm,
you know what I'm saying. Let's move
yeah,
on to the next
yeah, yeah,
one.
yeah. Yeah. I was about to say, wow, we're gonna move on.
Yeah. Anyways, next question. We have: what is your favorite year for SMG4? So just anything in SMG4 general. I mean, I can also count Glitch Productions, Hobo Bros, whatever you can say. What's your favorite year for
Hmm.
SMG4?
Let's see. Probably in between 2019 and 2021.
Yeah, I think 2021 was definitely their best year by far. Hobo
Yeah,
Bros,
like
Hobo Bros, like just that ending of Hobo Bros, like when they started doing their
yeah.
videos and
Oh
their
yeah. Speaking of Hobo Bros, when they made their very last video, I actually cried.
dude. I didn't even know what to say. I've watched. I think I'm pretty sure I've watched Hobo Bros before I watched SMG4. Before I really got into SMG4, I'm not. I honestly don't really remember how I got into SMG4. I don't know when I really started watching SMG4, and like, I don't even know when I really started watching Hobo Bros. But I tell you this, I know it had to be during 2019 when I was still in middle school, when I was watching Hobo Bros. And I know
Hmm.
I got into Hobo Bros a lot sooner than I got into SMG4, just based off of certain factors that I could explain, but it's a little too complicated. But I'll tell you this though, I definitely watched Whole Rose before I watched SMG4, and
Huh.
I watched Meta Runner. In the when season 2 was all done, I was like, you know what? They advertised it so much, and I thought it was gonna be like one of those like weird animation things, which I don't know. I've ever watched one of those things, those weird animation things. I don't know why it was like one of those things I had to watch during night times. I didn't want anyone else to figure out I was watching it, but it was something like that. I don't know why it was like that. Anyways,
Yeah.
and speaking of the contrary of Meta Runner, what do you think about Glitch Productions as a whole? What do you think about the shows that they've produced so far? What are your
I
opinions on
think
all of them?
I I really think that Glitch Productions has been really. I think they're on a roll lately. Like, yeah, like Me, Mer, Meta Runner was good. Sunset Paradise is still my undisputed favorite. Murder Drones. I I have some mixed feelings about that.
Yeah, if you look at my recording, Murder Drones, you can see the guy on my side, Tinted. He, I friended him on Discord. He was actually the person who got me in contact with SMG Maggie, and that's how to get the interview done with her. And the thing is, he was the one who. The reason why I started contacting him was because he has a hate boner for Murder Drones, and so do I. I don't like Murder Drones. I mean, yeah, I understand they're completely on the roll with
I
Murder
mean,
Drones.
yeah,
So I mean,
I mean,
you
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
you.
The animation is pretty is the animation is top tier, but but some context would really be nice.
I think I do agree with you. Ghost Rush is 100% at their peak right now, especially when you have so many like YouTubers making videos on it, like to the point where,
Yeah,
especially film
especially
theory.
with
Film theory was the
yeah,
big thing that really crossed the line. Like, oh wow, that's
yeah,
that's
especially
the
with
big thing, really.
yeah, especially with the amazing digital circus coming soon.
See, I'm actually kind of optimistic for that one because if it's not amazing, then at least we have Lizzie Freeman coming back for a role. Because I think Lizzie Freeman's a great voice actor, so I do think that she will be able to hopefully carry the show. Even okay, all right. Well, if you guys are wondering why there's random pauses, Jake keeps disconnecting. Anyways, well, what I was saying is if the Imagine Digital Circus isn't good, at least we'll have Lizzie Freeman to
Yes,
kind of
you know.
carry the show because she is a great voice actor. And I do think about Sunset Paradise too is that
Ooh, oh yeah, Sunset. Oh, hey, you know what is my dream?
mhm,
My dream is to make my own 2D animated series called Lifelong Friends.
what would they be about?
Well, okay. In the simplest of terms, it'd be about my character, Jake, which is my profile picture. He was born with a power to summon swords at will, and because of that, his parents kept him uh inside the house and not really like they kept his parents kept him away from public for like 14 years of his life, and then after 14 years they think that he's ready to finally make some friends.
Oh, that's a pretty interesting idea. Well, I guess I mean, if that's ever a possibility, we have to see what that plays out. And if you're thinking about like a 2D anime show, this is your like original show, and
But
like
yeah, this is completely original.
it kind of reminds me because my friend here, he doesn't make. You can actually see him on the side. He's actually like right under you. From my perspective, you have to see him when you watch the video, but he's right underneath you in the DMs. But pretty much, he has his own Discord server, and we had this whole thing where we do like role playing. And I know people think Discord role playing is really cringe, and I can understand
Hey,
that, but it's
hey,
not.
hey, don't hey, don't worry. I honestly do that too. I do that too.
But the thing is, it's not that like ooh woo cringe. Oh, I love you so much. Shit. It's like legit stories with like actual character development, and like I think that's like
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool. If
yeah.
you
I do the exact same thing.
I think that's cool if you do it like that. But if you make it just like a whole bunch of relationship shit and like that's not. You can put something in there, but you can't make it. You can't make it bad. You can't make it the main focus, or else people are going to call it cringe. Which is why we decided to make a whole thing because we actually had a whole kind of lore thing. I can talk about that later because we had to do an interview, but that was
Yeah,
that was a
yeah.
thing.
Can we get back to the subject at hand?
I know, I like to go off topic, but this time maybe I'll go off topic a little more because we are doing one on one voice and voice.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah, yeah.
next question for you: what is your least favorite SMG4 episode? Just least favorite.
Hmm. Well, I told SMG Maggie this. My least favorite SMG4 video is by far. I think I think this is what the episode is called. If Mario won $10 million.
Ooh, ooh, and okay, so I don't know if I don't think I remember that episode. What is that? When did that come out?
Uh, I like, I believe it. I believe it came out. Some. I think a bit either 2021 or 2022, but I think it's 21. But like it's where like Mario gets like $10,000 and he buys all these crazy stuff. But like I
Oh,
always
I think I might know what you're talking about. I don't remember that episode too much. If I had to say my least favorite episode is definitely Waffle 2021. It takes such a perfect arc and it's completely jacked the ending. It's I hated that so much. That was just awful.
yeah, yeah,
Eh,
I feel you.
And talk about bad endings. I mean, boys versus girls. I mean, I think boys versus girls. People overhate that episode a
Yeah,
lot.
I can understand why because just in general, the concept of boys versus girls just sounds really controversial.
No. It's the ending that kind of ruins it because people are like, "Oh, well, these boys are playing very harmless pranks on these girls. Well, these girls are basically torturing the boys, and in the end, the boys are the ones who go too far." Like, I understand the ending isn't.
Yeah,
The ending could have been a lot different, but I think just to call it the worst SMG4 episode is so ridiculous. Is so stupid when you have episodes that are legitimately just bad throughout the entire thing, and feature a lot of awful stuff to them. When you have compared to an episode which actually is funny, it has good jokes, it has a great concept. It's just the ending that kind of ruins it a little bit. And I'm not saying Boys vs. Girls is an amazing episode from 2019. 2019 has so many other great episodes, but it's not. It does not deserve the hate that it gets. That's just what I'm saying. That's my verdict on
uh
it.
okay. I
Um,
get it.
so what kind of inspired you to make Jake.57?
Jake point 57.
I don't care. What inspired you to do that?
Well, I wasn't actually inspired. I wasn't actually originally inspired by SMG4. I was actually inspired by a Disney Channel show called Star versus the Forces of Evil.
I've heard about that. So and is that's why you made it? For like what reason though?
Well, it's it's what inspired my character. Like my channel, fun fact, wasn't actually originally meant to be an SMG4 fan channel.
So it basically meant to be like a Star Wars Force of Evil fan channel. Is that what?
Well, it well, it's all from the beginning. It was always meant to be its own thing. I just used SMG4 as a way to get myself on top.
But then you used SMG4 and that's how you got popular and you realized SMG4 was working, so that's what you just started to do from now on.
Yeah, yeah. I started. You may think this might sound a bit cringy, but I started my channel making Mario X Meggy music videos.
You know what? Speaking of that, what is your opinion on the Mario X Meggy ship? What do you think about that? Do you think
Uh,
do you like this ship? It's a good ship. What do you think? I asked
I
SMG
mean,
Maggie about this in the last interview, and someone told me I should do it. So definitely, when I get a chance to interview her next time, I'm going to be doing that. But what?
well, if you ask me that question, that would clearly be an understatement because my show Mario and Meggy is pretty much centered around that ship.
So pretty much, you support the ship. Pretty much, it's like
Yeah, yes. Like I like I like Mario and Meggy's dynamic. I like the idea of them being together.
what is so. What's your, like your opinion on SMG Maggie though? Like, You like, I guess you like SMG Mickey a lot. That's
Uh,
seeing how you talk in the Discord
that
server.
that is another understatement because me and SMG Meggy, we are literally the best of friends.
The best of friends. Um, anyways, yeah, don't lightheartedly. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite video that you've uploaded?
Ooh. Okay. Well. That's a tough one. Well, I probably want to say the first episode of Mario and Meggy.
So the first episode of that was your favorite episode that you've uploaded. Um,
Yes.
okay, that that's reasonable. That makes sense. Obviously, it's a it's pretty much a series, a channel that makes sense. Someone who supports the Mario X Meggy ship, obviously that'll probably
Yeah.
be their favorite video. Um, let's see here. We're only 21 minutes in. This is actually pretty impressive. So, next question is if I think the question. What are your what's your favorite SMG4 character?
Okay. I'm just gonna be straight with you. My favorite character is Meggy.
Uh so why is it Maggie though? Do you think do you why is it Maggie?
Okay. Ever since I first saw a video with her in it, I found out that she was a really interesting character, and well, when she first got her Lizzie Freeman voice back in 2020, well, okay, how should I put this? I kind of, well, simped for her a tiny bit.
Shit for it. Yeah, that's not common. But what do that's not uncommon. What do you think about Maggie nowadays? I can agree with you though. I love Lizzie Freeman like Maggie. Okay,
Yes,
you
yeah,
can full you full on
her version is the best.
you full on simp for Lizzie Freeman Maggie. But then we have Elsie Lovelock Maggie. You just want to burn her over a fire. Okay, like
Yes, I'll
seriously,
see. Yeah,
she is terrible. I don't know how they mess up something that was
they made her
done
sound. They made
so.
her sound like They made her sound like Charlie from Has Been Hotel.
I I don't I yeah I don't know what that is.
Good. We don't talk about it.
Good. Good to know. Um, just another one to kind of put into perspective here. Um, I guess let's just ask, what do you, what do you honestly think about like murder drills? I know you kind of talk about being murder drills not being amazing, but what do you honestly think about it? Because SG May didn't. SG May said she didn't really do much when it came to the Glitch Productions, but like I know you do. So like, what do you like really think about it? Because I want to. I know you did mention it before. You said it was whatever, but like, what do you actually think about the show? Because I don't like it. Like I think it's
Well,
really bad.
okay. Well, the I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, but again, the animation is pretty good, but the story itself was just really like it got confusing to me after episode one. Like it got confusing to me after the pilot episode,
The problem is,
and
the problem is they changed the script. So in episode one, you kind of have this story that kind of ends with Uzi wanting to team up with N, wanting to destroy all the humans. But then they
yes,
take that and they just scrap that entire thing to deal with Uzi's absolute solver abilities. The thing is, the show's writing is a mess. That's the thing. I mean, the absolute solver, that's a really cool idea they can explore, but they never ever, they kind of, okay, not never ever, but they kind of touch on it in the first episode, not
yeah.
really.
There's barely any continuity.
And the thing is, like, I mean, I can agree with everyone saying the animation is the best part of the show, but even then, I can criticize the animation by being like, it's just simple 3D animation. If you see the poster art for Murder Drones, it looks amazing. It's beautifully hand drawn, and honestly, 2D animation just looks better. Honestly, I mean, I love
Yeah,
2D animation.
uh, Yeah,
Especially
it does, in my opinion.
especially when you have the animation industry nowadays with like Spider-Verse, Puss in Boots, Mario movie, and stuff like that, where you have this like cool animation styles that look different and aren't just the boring Pixar 3D animations. It just kind of, and then you kind of people glossing over the fact that Virgil has this amazing animation when we have all this other stuff out now that have actual unique animation styles. I just kind of get wondering, like, why do they think Virgil has such good animation? Like, yeah, for an indie studio company, it's great animation, but even then, for an animation studio which focuses on the small details, there are some pretty major stuff that they completely forget to animate.
Yeah, and another thing, in my opinion, like you remember when you said that Axel's death didn't really impact you as much?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, this I'm gonna say the same thing when V sacrificed herself. Like I felt nothing when V sacrificed herself.
Yeah, same here. And I don't know how the emergence fans were really getting all over it because here's the thing: it was so out of character for V to do. Oh, I'm just gonna salute myself while you guys just kill me. Like, at least keep it in character for V. At least allow her to, die well in a fight. I mean, that's V's character. Why have her just salute her way out? They did such a stupid ending for the character. I mean,
Uh,
I mean, especially since she's apparently this was supposed to be a redemption for the character, but like, what redemption are you having with V?
I mean, yeah, like, like, like it's just confusing.
Yeah, it's a very confusing show, and on it. And with that note, we are 26 minutes into the recording, and I think we are done with the interview for now. I don't want to go too in depth with any of the other kind of stuff, and if we ever do any interviews in the future, if you're interested, I do want to ask more questions. But this time, if I had to ask more questions, I would go a little more in depth. But this first interview, it's just to kind of test the waters, see what the overall thoughts of SMG4 in general were, and what people want to know. If we were doing interviews again sometime, if you're interested, which would you be interested?
Yeah.
I would go more in depth in, like, let's say, you know, I would go more in depth in, like, how do I say this? I would go more in depth in, like, the episode itself. Like, I wouldn't just be like super generic, but I'd be like, what do you think about this episode, or what do you think about this one? Then when it comes to Glitch Productions, what do you think about this one or this one?
Like commentary.
Yeah, it'd be like, what do you think about Mario just putting his step in the door? What do you think about Mario scratches his ass? And like that would be like, and then we would just kind of go back and forth with that for like an interview, because that would be pretty interesting. Seeing some of SMG4's most popular videos, and then we can kind of go more in depth with this. But right now, this is just a general basis for this now. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I have a couple more questions to ask you before we end this. Question number
Sure.
one. Question number one. Which SMG4 fan should I interview next?
Well, it might be the same. It might be the same as SMG Meggy's interview, but I feel like you should interview SMG Junior next.
Yes, SMG Junior. SMG Meggy didn't mention SMG Junior. She mentioned you. And this kind of whole thing is gonna be it's gonna give me a whole thing. So yeah, I'll look into it. If you can give me any contact with SMG Junior, that'd be great. And and then I guess that's it, right?
Well,
don't.
wait, you said you had two more questions.
I know I asked SMG Meggy another question, but I just can't remember what it is right now. Like, I really can't remember what it is or what it was. I do not remember. So we'll just end it there then, I guess. So yeah, that's it. I hope you guys did enjoy the video, and subscribe to me if you want to see more content around SMG4 podcast interviews with the SMG4 fans.
Yeah, and if you want to keep up on any updates on my on the newest season of the Oddworld of Gmod, why don't you go subscribe to my channel as well?
I mean, promote his channel, where most likely people watching this video are going to be fans of Jake 57 anyway. So I don't.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
We might as well just in case. You never know.
Yeah, just in case.
So, anyways, that's for me, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.